and welcome to Cuisine Noire's Simple Gourmet at Home. My name is Michelle Alert, and I am here with Chef Nadège Florimont, who is going to be telling us how to cook a very simple dish for everyone at home. And what is the dish today?
Today we're making a bulgur wheat with mixed vegetables, and we're going to take it up a notch by adding some seafood, some shrimp, some clams to it, and turning it into a nice bulgur wheat seafood paella.
Okay, nice. Looking forward to that. And so tell me about how you got started as a chef.
Completely accidental. I always cooked. I've been cooking since I was 8 years old. Was brought up by a single father who loved food, and then he showed me how to cook, and he stopped cooking, and I took over. But my junior year in college, just started catering for my friends' events and different organizations on campus, and from there, administrators wanted catering.
Okay.
When students graduated, I started doing weddings, and it just took off from there. And it's been 12 years now.
All right, and so this is your catering company that
Yes,
you
it
have.
is, yes,
Okay, and so who are some of the clientele that you've done catering for?
We've done a few. There's Dr. Oz. He runs an organization called Health Corps. We've done that. That was 1,000 people sit down, full service event.
Okay.
We have done some work for BT News, the Colbert Report, and Anheuser-Busch.
Okay.
On the Haitian side, because I'm Haitian, I've done Wyclef Jean, I've done the Haitian Consulate. We've done some really amazing work through food. I've been invited to different countries to represent Haitian food and teach people how to make Haitian food. So it's been a great journey.
Okay, very nice. And what is the a project that you're working on now?
I'm working on I just finished, thank God.
Okay.
a wonderful, I like to think it's wonderful, cookbook called Haiti Uncovered.
Okay.
It's a coffee table cookbook.
Okay.
So almost kind of like a travel guide.
Yeah.
I decided that I wanted to explore the country, so I basically took last year just going to the different regions,
Oh, nice.
talking to the people, exploring the food.
So tell me, what is the idea behind this dish? Why did you choose this?
I chose this dish kind of like, a few years ago, a friend of mine challenged me that there are certain foods you don't serve at certain celebrations or nice events. And bulgur wheat was one of those things he mentioned, because he felt like bulgur wheat and cornmeal, they're not presentable. Growing up in Haiti, a lot of people have that perspective in terms of bulgur wheat, millet, those types of grain, because rice is the king of all grains, and everything else is considered peasant food. I really just took on blé, which is what we call bulgur wheat, kind of like as that dish, as my flagship dish that would really represent the culture, and to show people it's presentable.
Yes.
And the seafood component, I added that part. Just kind of like, I like to fuse cuisines together anyways. It's what I do. I cook Haitian, but I also like to mix things up. I love world cuisine in general. Okay. So the seafood paella aspect is just my little twist on it, making it into a nice party dish and something you can bring to anyone.
Okay, nice. Thank you. So let's get cooking. Okay, Nadège. So again, you told us that we're going to be making a
bulgur wheat.
Okay.
With mixed vegetables. And
nice.
We're going to turn it into a nice little bulgur wheat seafood paella.
Excellent. Okay.
So let's go. It's very simple.
Okay.
We start with oil.
All right.
I prefer to use canola.
All right.
Let's get our burner going.
Yes. Step one.
Turn the fire on. Make sure it's dry. This is nice and dry. And then you add in your oil. Not too much. Just enough to saute your vegetables.
Okay. And you put canola oil.
Canola, I like canola because it has less saturated fat.
Okay.
Than just a vegetable or corn oil.
Okay.
But that's just my preference. This right here is the secret to this whole dish. It's called épices.
Okay.
Which is the foundation for most Haitian cooking. And basically it's blended spices of scallions, garlic, green peppers. I add a little basil in there because I like that freshness.
Okay.
And then you could put parsley as well.
Okay.
But really you need that scallion, the garlic, and that's what we use to season most of our savory dishes. My friends joke that I even put it in cake, but I don't.
Okay.
But that's really where all the flavor comes from.
Okay, nice, excellent.
Okay, so we add that in your onions.
All right.
And your tomatoes.
Okay.
This is just to give it a nice, saucy taste and flavor. And remember, we're going for paella style.
Okay.
So we just want those flavors to be booming. So you have your mix seasoning in there, which already has all those essential seasonings. And then the tomato sautés down. So you let that saute for about 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
Once it stews down, we add our mixed vegetables. I use frozen.
Okay.
Because again, this is about quick, simple. I don't like
Right,
using
something
canned because
easy.
they're pretty dead.
Okay.
Canned, avoid. But frozen, they're still pretty good.
Okay.
And you add, this is why I love cooking and not baking, because you can have fun with it.
Yeah.
It's not so specific.
Yeah.
So I like adding a lot of vegetables.
Okay.
Because I want it to be a nice, healthy, and very hearty dish. So you add your mixed vegetables. You saute those another 2 to 3 minutes. So right now we're at 5 minutes.
Okay.
Then you add in your seasonings. What I
Okay.
have here,
Mhm.
black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and an all-purpose seasoning.
Okay. All right.
Growing up in a Haitian household, a lot of people use Maggi or bouillon
Right.
cubes. I
Right.
try to avoid those now because it has a lot of MSG in it.
Ah,
So I try to
okay.
avoid doing that. So I
Okay,
just
so
figured,
you're using those.
yes, that tends to be,
substances.
they're very, it's a much better alternative.
Okay, nice.
So you add your seasoning.
Mhm.
Okay. We're at what, 7 minutes maybe?
Okay. All right, we have to time it. Make sure it's truly
It's
simple.
simple. It's very simple. Then you add in your water,
All
your
right.
liquid. I don't use broth or anything because again, you have nice flavors going on in there. You don't need to use a canned broth of any kind.
Okay.
This is my favorite herb right here.
All right.
Thyme. So I add that, they're all washed, and your fresh parsley.
Okay.
Let that boil in that liquid.
Okay. So you're really flavoring the water.
Water, because
Yeah,
that's what's
really
going to
getting
give
into-
you grains. And you could do this with rice. You
Okay.
could do it with millet. You could do it with quinoa. It's really just a nice way, because Haitians were big on flavor. So
Okay.
everything has to be nice and balanced and absolutely delicious. So
Okay.
this is it. This recipe, I have a similar recipe in my in the cookbook, but this one I changed it up a little bit for here.
Okay.
And I never cook anything the same way twice. So your water, so let that boil down for boil. Once it comes to a boil, which should be about like 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Then you add in your greens. The thing about bulgur, like when you read most rice packets, it's going to say a 2-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
Bulgur, as soon as it touches water, it kind of cooks a little bit real
Okay.
quick. So
Okay.
I would say go for 1.5 to 1 ratio. So meaning if you put 1.5 cup of water, put 1 cup of bulgur wheat. Because
Okay.
if not, it will be extremely mushy, and we don't really want
No.
that.
No.
Okay. You want nice. Okay, and you put that in there. You see that?
Right.
And you let that, put the heat on medium.
Okay.
Have that. So while that's cooking,
Okay.
we're gonna make our seafood. This is also very quick.
Okay.
Again, almost similar process. A little bit of oil, not a lot, just enough to coat the bottom of the pot.
Okay. Switch to this side here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Move your hand over. Add some of our épices
Yes.
seasoning. And then with this fresh seafood, I washed it with some vinegar
Okay.
and some lime juice.
Okay.
Rinsed it out. Again, Haitians, we season everything. I mean, and we wash everything extra carefully. And then we just add this to the pot. You know, seafood doesn't take too long to cook. But you really want this because this is what's going to give your bulgur wheat that extra, extra delicious flavor.
Okay.
So you put your crab. Right now I have crab, shrimp, and clams. But you
Okay.
can use whatever seafood you have. If you have chicken, you can also use it.
Right.
Put your
Right.
fire on medium because it's going to give off some water, and you want that nice liquid because you could mix it in with your bulgur.
Okay.
It's gonna give it absolutely great flavor. Okay? And then we're just gonna season that with a little bit of the same mix we had earlier
Okay.
of our garlic and onion powders and seasoned salt. Seafood just tastes naturally good, so you don't need to do too much to it. So we let that saute for about 5 to 8 minutes,
Okay.
and then we should be good.
Mm-hmm.
Proof is in the pudding.
Very good.
And this took us less than 30 minutes. Maybe 30, but won't take you over that. And
Mhm.
it's loads of flavor, lots of fresh herbs, fresh spices. And it's pretty.
Yeah. So it's something actually very healthy for us.
Yeah.
And something different. Thank you so much, Nadej, for helping us to do this dish. So thanks everyone for watching Cuisine Noire's Simple Gourmet at Home. I'm here again with Chef Nadej Floima, who has shown us how to do a bulgur wheat and vegetable mix that she spiced up into a seafood paella.